Hey everybody, welcome back to the weekly vlog. Gonna be talking about the schedule today, and I wasn't sure what else to talk about today actually. For the first time in forever, I couldn't really think of anything too eventful to talk about in the vlog, so I asked on Twitter for ideas on what to talk about, and a bunch of you responded to me, so I will be responding to those questions. First with the schedule though, we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. World of Warcraft. That is gonna be the last of World of Warcraft for a very long time. It comes to a somewhat natural conclusion, which is nice. Tuesday and Thursday, more Resident Evil 7. 6 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is always the last week's stream, so we have Bomber Crew, Guild 2, and Evil Genius going up on Wednesday, Metal Gear Solid 5 on Friday, and on Saturday, 3 episodes of WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, because it turns out I had some that hadn't uploaded yet, so you're just getting 3 episodes that day. 6 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday is Crusader Kings 2. Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. more Crusader Kings 2. And for the streams this week, we have Evil Genius on Tuesday. On Saturday, we have Thea the Awakening. And no stream on Sunday. Normally I'd stream on Sundays, but no stream this Sunday because it's WrestleMania and I'm taking the day off. As for TAD, we passed the $10 mark, so that's the Tuesday stream right there. Again, TAD is a little application on your phone or in your browser that you can use, linked in the description, where you can watch some advertisements and get me paid, as well as unlocking these tiers of things for the show. So a few of you messaged me on Twitter, let me know what you wanted me to talk about in the vlog, so I'm going to respond to them now. And the first person, I just realized I've never had to say their name out loud, so I'm probably going to get this wrong. Broken Boayan, I don't know, asks if I do anything special for WrestleMania. Kind of. I mean, I like to usually get together with friends or something and watch WrestleMania. Brandon would normally come over for the pay-per-views, and it'd be me, Brandon, Fatima would all watch it together, and we'd bet on who we think's gonna win, and we keep like a tally. We're not like betting anything, just doing it for fun. And so far, I'm winning the most pay-per-views. But he can't make it, obviously, military obligation. So me and Fatima are going to watch it together. We're going to have some of this nacho recipe we have, which is delicious. So it's going to be the cheat day on our diet. And I don't know. We're just going to... It's WrestleMania, so it's extra special. So we're probably just going to eat even more junk food than we normally would on the cheat day. Buzz Beelzebub asks my opinion on the Count Dankula situation. I don't want to get into it in depth just because the whole situation just pisses me off. I went on a big Twitter thread about it. I'll link it in the description if you're interested. Follow me on Twitter. T-Dog asks, what are your opinions on Far Cry 5? I haven't played Far Cry 5, so I don't really have any strong opinions on it. As you guys probably know, I Let's Played Far Cry 3 and 4, and I liked a lot of the ideas in them. I found the plots to be incredibly disappointing, and I don't like... There's a while where I boycotted Ubisoft because they just kept putting out incredibly glitchy, shitty games that I don't believe they tried hard on. What was it, like 3 games in a row that were just glitch fest? I think it was like Assassin's Creed, whatever the France one was, Far Cry 3 and 4, and, oh god, no, there was another one too, wasn't there? Watch Dogs 1. Oh my god. So after all of those, I started boycotting it. And the boycott's going on to this day, where it's I will not spend money on anything Ubisoft related until they make at least 3 games in a row that aren't complete glitch fests. I'll play Ubisoft games if they're like gifted to me, or if they like come with a graphics card like Assassin's Creed Unity did, where it just came with one of my graphics cards I got. But I'm not going to spend my own money on it. I have better things to spend it on, or I can just put it into savings, because savings is really important. So Far Cry 5, I've heard a lot of people say it's the best one yet, and I've seen some gameplay of it, and it looks like it's probably pretty fun, but I've also seen insane, non-stop, really bad glitches. Like, funny ones, but also frustrating ones. So... they still need to make 3 games in a row that aren't complete glitch fest. I'm not saying no glitches. I'm saying it needs to seem like they at least put the fucking effort into fixing the bugs before it came out. Malaria asks what name I'd go by and what content I'd make if I were to completely rebrand my channel. I've actually thought about this before and what I'd change my username to, because I'm not the biggest fan of my username being Mah-Dry-Bread. It's okay. And it was just a nickname from high school before I ever started YouTube. It was just literally a nonsense word that someone made up on the spot, because the running joke was I didn't have enough nicknames, which in reality I had way too many because my name's hard, so everyone gave me a nickname. So a friend just came up with a nonsense word, and we picked it apart for a day, trying to figure out how the fuck do you spell that, and eventually we amended it down to Mah-Dry-Bread, and just to make it easy to read, basically, we gave it that spelling, which actually kind of changed the pronunciation of it. It's a complete nonsense word. It's nothing about anyone's possession of anything, the state of wet or dryness of anything, or any kind of bread product. It's literally a nonsense word. And I mostly dislike the username because is just a magnet for the shittiest non-jokes you've ever heard in your life. I like puns, but I've literally never heard a Mah-Dry-Bread related bread joke that I thought was any good. I like when something that I do inspires creativity in somebody. I wore, for the majority of my high school days, a necklace where it was just a chain, like a steel chain, and I put a miniature whisk on it, hanging from it. And the reason why I did this is because people would constantly ask why I do that, and I would never tell anybody, and they would come up with creative answers, and I thought that was really, really interesting. I like when that inspires creativity in people. The name Mah-Dry-Bread does not inspire creativity in people. It inspires really, really shallow, no effort whatsoever jokes. And so that's why I don't like that username. It's just What I do like is the acronym MDB. That was a happy accident. It rolls off the tongue. It sounds great. I love the username MDB, which is why if I were to ever rebrand, I'd just be MDB. I'm fine with getting called Mah-Dry because it just sounds like a name. And I'm fine with MDB. Those are good. But if I were to rebrand, I'd just be MDB. As for what content I'd make if I were to completely rebrand, probably some kind of review type thing where I don't know if it'd be like anything hyper specific. I kind of want to keep it general enough that I could do kind of editorial reviews on whatever I wanted. Think something like Super Eye Patch Wolf, where he mostly does like manga and anime stuff, but when he did like his Simpsons thing, No One Bat an Eyelid, it's kind of in his wheelhouse, and really he could analyze anything if he really wanted to. I'd probably do something like that, because I would also probably be a streamer, which I've done for many, many, many years. But, you know, you specifically said, Malaria, if not Let's Play. And I would say streaming is close enough to Let's Play that you probably want a more varied answer. Then I'd say something review related, and probably on the side something wrestling related, and maybe they can cross over. Seek Sneak asks, what hobbies interest me besides gaming? Wrestling is by far the biggest one. I've been watching at least a match a day for probably like 10 years or something. Not literally every single day, but sometimes, you know, I'll watch like 3 in one day, and then I won't watch one the next day, but I'll watch one after, and, you know, it equals out to like at least one a day. But I watch tons and tons and tons of wrestling, love it to death. So that's probably my biggest hobby outside of gaming, is watching and participating in professional wrestling as a hobby, not myself actually doing it. And yeah, either in that, I like exercise, just kind of like indoor private exercise, whether that be lifting weights or yoga, stuff like that. I don't do it as often as I probably should, but I actually really enjoy it, especially lifting weights. I really, really enjoy that. It's just got a good feeling to it, you know? I'm not a sports guy at all. Yeah, I'd say those are probably my biggest hobbies outside of gaming, but really the big, big, big things are gaming and wrestling. Before I get on to the last question for me, though, because it's got a big answer, Patreon shoutouts for everybody donating $10 and above over on Patreon. Gazali, Mad Librarian, Fiery Biscuits, Zandak, Taco Man, Play a Bogart, Night Fury 15, The Jedstar, Jetstream, Conk Donk, Sophia Orr, Killrain, Victor, Wolf20KO, Winsevi Siren, Shauna, Tim, Kern Keta, Cyan Nolan, Lemonhead, Morgan, Disastra, Josh Brown, and Emmeth. Thank you so much for your continued support. That was Millie trying to run and come to a sliding stop to go into the bedroom, but her paws are so furry that she just slid with her nails on the ground all the way down the hall to the room I'm in. I'm cat-sitting for my mum's cats while she's going out to England. Xenia asks if I'm making any more guide videos besides Haven and Hearth. I am. I've been working on this series. It's been a little bit off and on my work on it, but I'm getting back into it again. Rise of Nations is a really, really fantastic real-time strategy game from, I want to say, like 2003. It's really, really good. People don't talk about it as much as I think they should. Like, you know, people always talk about like Age of Empires 2 being really amazing. I think that Rise of Nations is easily in that league of like really, really great RTSs. And it has a version called like the Extended Edition, which is out on Steam, which is perfectly functional, works great. It's just a slightly better version of the old one that works better on modern computers and, you know, widescreen support and all of that stuff. It's a really fantastic game, though. And I started looking around online because I wanted to get better at the game. And I realized there's pretty much no guides online for the game. There's like, you can find like forum entries from experienced players giving little bits of strategy here and there, and those are very helpful. But there's no like proper guides out there, and the videos they have out there, people on like expert mode, like high difficulties, are terrible. Like, it's horrible audio quality, horrible video quality, really boring commentary, not very insightful commentary. I'm not necessarily blaming them. Just because you're a good player doesn't mean that you're good at running commentary. But I look at that, and like I've said so many times over the years, a lot of things that inspired me to start series on YouTube was seeing something and thinking, I can do this better. That's how I started with a lot of things back when I used to do creepypasta all the time, and those got really, really, really popular, those Pokemon creepypasta readings. It's because I saw a bunch of bad ones, and I thought, I can do this better. So I started writing a bunch of guides on Rise of Nations, and I'm going to make them into videos. I think I've already got like 6 countries that I want to do comprehensive guides on. I want to do like a basics guide on the game. I want to do a tips and tricks video. One for teaching you how to learn the game if you're used to other RTSs that don't quite control like it. And even just a bunch of matches that I want to do, like different 1v1s, 2v2s, 4v4s, 6-man free-for-all, like all kinds of different match types that I want to show you guys just for me playing it, as well as the more heavily edited guide videos where I'm trying to teach you, like, you know, this is how you play the game, this is how you improve at the game, these are the strengths and weaknesses, and what to look out for with these different nations in the game. Stuff like that, because it's a really fantastic game. In fact, the game that I'd say that Rise of Nations is most like is Empire Earth 2. I know a lot of you guys found me from that maybe 4 or 5 years ago. My Let's Play of Empire Earth 2 got quite big. 4 Empire Earth 2 playthroughs, which I'm sure not many people have. But everybody knows that game is pretty good. Rise of Nations I consider to be a lot like that game, and in most ways better than that game. A little bit older, I believe. But if you like Empire Earth 2, you should probably get Rise of Nations Extended Edition on Steam. You'd probably really like it. Check it out, see if you like it, and I'm going to be making some guide videos on that, and I hope that you find those useful. I need to get back to some work on Rise of Nations, though. I want to get more practice in so I can write down as many notes as possible and everything. I've been really working on bumping my difficulty up and up and up. I'm on the 2nd hardest difficulty now for the AI. Now, fighting AI and fighting PvP are very different in your strategies because AI aren't as smart, but they also get resource bonuses that other players wouldn't get. But, you know, people want to know how to practice on AI, so I'm starting to really learn the strategies of how to consistently beat them on the highest difficulties. I gotta get back to training on that, though. So thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.